What?
Houston's 2, Iowa State 6. My bracket's not ready for March. We need to.
How
get
is
ready.
WSU 21? Woo! We're a basketball school now.
Pac-12's only getting 3 teams: Arizona, Washington State, either Oregon or Colorado, depending how it goes down.
And then they're saying the WAC is going to. Is it the WAC? No, the Mountain West is going to get like 6.
Yeah, they're good.
That's nuts.
They got like 5 last year.
Utah State.
My Aztecs. But let's get into some hoops. Hello and welcome to Big Ben and K Winn, an NBA edition of Big Ben and K Winn. If you're new to the show, welcome. If you're a longtime listener, welcome back. Each week we broadcast live across nofilter.net, Caffeine TV, and YouTube. Tonight, we're getting into some hoops. We're going to talk a bit about the All-Star Game weekend. We're talking about the second half, some bold predictions. We might even talk about some shoes and much, much more. I'm K Winn. He's Big Ben, and he will play defense if you vote him into the All-Star Game next year.
They do need to pay proxy players to go out and play defense. Literally, I'm serious. I thought about this. The only way you're going to incentivize those guys to play harder is to make it worth money. And those guys already have enough money. It's not worth it to them to get injured. Or 2, bring in like, I don't know, have a lottery for some D3 players to come in and play or something to where it's interesting, or mix in the men and the women, or I don't know. Silver is so out of ideas.
Yeah.
And congratulations to the East team who scored the most points. Like, he was so disappointed in that outcome.
387 total points. The East had 211. My takeaway is they need to rebrand it. They need to call it the Waste Management Open, because that was garbage.
What? How much were tickets going for?
I don't know. I watched the first half and I turned it off. I called my brother today. It's either a 3-pointer, a drive all the way to get a dunk, or you lob it up for someone to get an alley-oop. And that's it.
Here's what you do. For all in attendance that bought a ticket to get in there, if they score over 200, you get a 20% return on your ticket. If they score over 250, you get a 40% return, and you scale it that way. They score over 300 points, you're free. You get to watch the game for free because it's probably that bad. But I don't know what you do.
Maybe you incentivize. Listen, if you win and you hold the team under, I don't know, maybe 150 points, you get an extra kicker on your spiff or stipend that you get if you win.
Do something with charity. Maybe that's it.
Here it is. You get equity in the NBA if you win. Hold your Dome and Fuzzy team to 120. Adam Silver is just handing out stock options.
Hey, no, you bring your charity, whoever you're playing for, right? And you get the money. Imagine you just got kids from that whomever the beneficiaries are of that charity, sideline yelling at you to D up. Like, let's go, make a stop. There you go.
That would be amazing.
That would be.
They need to figure something out.
They do. Silver is lost. He's lost. He doesn't know what to do. None of them want to get hurt. Do you hear what Anthony Edwards said? Yeah, man, I knew this wasn't going to be much of anything. I knew, no one wants to get hurt out here. Like, we're out there just throwing up shots. I don't know what you'd do. There needs to be some sort of committee on getting like players involved. You got to somehow get the fans involved somehow. There's got to be there's just more engagement other than alley oops and like you were saying.
Maybe it's just you name the All-Stars and just have the younger kids play. I don't know. Have all the first and second. Make the future game, the Friday night game, the marquee game, and everyone just comes and you get your awards and you get your bonuses. But the older guys don't want to play because, Jokic didn't really play. Like, LeBron didn't play. Kawhi, none of the older guys play.
I don't know. I mean, the product is the 3-point contest, dunk contest, Max McClellan.
Back-to-back.
Duncan over Shaq, back-to-back. The kind of little alley-oop to himself was a little odd-looking, but worked. And then Dame wins MVP of both, or MVP of the game, and then 3-point, him and Jordan, only people to do that alone. There were some fun takeaways. Ionescu and Steph, that was fun. That needs to happen. See, I think
is Roy eating something?
Yeah, can you hear that? Sorry, the bone. I'll check that out. But after I go on mute here in a sec, here's what I would say: that you look at your highlight of the weekend was probably Steph Curry and Ionescu going at it.
I agree.
Do more of that and do less of everything else that you saw during that weekend.
I got a couple things. While you go on mute, I like that. I would double down on that. I would get a current NBAer and like a legend. Like imagine Steph and Reggie Miller versus like Caitlin Clark and Diana Taurasi. That's what I would do. Get a current player. I don't even know if Taurasi's still playing. Get Cheryl Swoops out there. Get a current player and a former player. I think that would be fun. That
would be. Or a 3-on-3 makeup. Like draft teams within the All-Star game. Make it a 3-on-3 game. That game in a 3-on-3 game, half court, you have to play some subset of defense. And then have it like maybe a progressive winnings based on, you start a tournament, it's 8 teams. You lose the first one, you get 10 grand. You win the first round, you get 40. Scale it that way where it's incentivized for the players. I don't know if we necessarily need I just want to watch those guys play against each other rather than, I don't know what that was. To be honest, that's not playing against each other. That's setting each other up for dunks. I don't know.
I think JJ Redick said it, or the Knuckleheads podcast, a one-on-one tournament would be amazing. The stars would never do it, so you would have to get players like Malik Monk versus like Benneth Makarin, or like Jalen Suggs versus like Jaden Ivey, or even get like the 14th or 15th player on NBA teams and get them out there. They're still good players. The one-on-one tournament would be amazing.
I tell you what, you have an idea there, because I've been to the Jamal Crawford Pro-Am here in Seattle, and that's a blend of like my buddy played in it. He played at Western. He's a serviceable player, but he's nothing but he goes out and plays hard, right? So there's that mix, and that's what's fun. Is like you see guys that wouldn't really play with superstars playing against Jamal Crawford, Isaiah Thomas, and that's the fun part. I think you're onto something. Get a blend, get a mix. Get guys that are just out of the league or maybe still in shape, wanting to play against. I kind of like the celebrity all-star game. Look at Micah Parsons. I had more fun watching him just throw people around.
Yeah, him and Puka Nacua. They look good out there.
Yeah. It just needs some reshaping. And you're right. It's all because like the weekend leading up to it's pretty good. The Futures game, the Celebrity All-Star game, 3-point contest, dunk contest, and then it just falls flat with the game.
Yeah. The highlight, you said it last week, the highlight's a 3-point shootout. That's what everyone wants to see.
Do more of it.
Do more of it. So I think we're more than halfway into the NBA season.
We are.
I think. So we got the second half coming up. You want to talk bold predictions? You got any for me?
I do. But I want to hear yours first, and then we potentially have the same. But go ahead.
I got 2. I got Kawhi Leonard being the regular season MVP as the Clippers ascend to the top of the Western Conference, and I have Anthony Edwards winning the Finals MVP. That's right. The Timberwolves are going to do it this year. Last year, the Nuggets did it. Team basketball built around a superstar. It's the Timberwolves, team basketball and defense built around a superstar. Gobert, Cat, Ant all played defense. Jaden McDaniels played defense. Naz Reid off the bench in case you want to bring Gobert out and get him the pick and roll. They've got the team to do it, and they've got the superstar to do it. Buy your Anthony Edwards stock now because it's going to the moon.
You might have a fungible token. You're gonna make a fungible token with Anthony Edwards?
NFT.
I love that idea. That's an even bolder prediction. All right. you're saying Oklahoma City's one season away, and I might agree
Yes.
with you. I think that the West is just too. I mean, between Denver, everything goes through Denver until you beat Denver, and LA. The Clippers look so good. I hate to throw mud on your Kawhi bold prediction for MVP because I think there's too much. Like there's too much peanut butter being spread on that. I don't think he's the most prominent player on that team every given night, which I think you have to be to win MVP. So I think although they get to the second round, but Shai still gets an MVP nod. And I say it because they do poll voting, and that's not a Super Bowl prediction, but given the big names that are out there, it's like always a Jokic Embiid clash, but I think Shai gets it done. And I say that because Jokic has to get hurt at some point. Like not hurt. I don't want him to get hurt, but I think Shai's carrying that team. Let's be honest. Take Shai off that team there. I mean, they're down with the Wizards.
Probably so.
So, I mean, just the importance of Shai versus Kawhi. Kawhi could sit out 6 games, and the Clippers would probably go 4-2.
So you're going. I think it's Shai. I don't know.
Shai.
I wasn't good in English.
Right.
We'll call him SGA. You're going SGA for MVP?
SGA for MVP.
Okay. But Thunder are out in the second round.
Thunder out in the second round. 1 year away.
Okay. All right.
1 year away.
My next bold prediction, Evan Mobley went to USC, played in LA. Everyone's getting the hype. Chet, Wemby, here's my bold prediction. Evan Mobley will be an all-NBA player and an all-star before Chet Holmgren. And that's a lot because I do love Chet Holmgren. I just think he plays in the East, and I think he will get there quicker because he plays in the East. Cavs are good. Cavs are hot. They're like the second best team in the East right now. Darius Garland, Mobley, Donovan Mitchell. Don't sleep on Cleveland out East. I would love anyone but Boston. I would love the Knicks or the Cavs to get out.
You've done far more research than me. The Evan Mobley, that's like what's after tertiary on my like kind of forecast, like primary, secondary, tertiary. Evan Mobley's out there in terms of him against Chet. But I like it. Chet is.
And Chet's a very good player too, so there's no disrespect with Chet.
Do you think? Let's have a Chet conversation because he's an interesting player. Do you think we've seen all that Chet's going to be able to do?
No. He's going to.
Where does he improve his game?
He's going to improve his handle. He's got to improve his post up a little bit. Now, I'm not going to say he's going to bang like a Shaq in there, but he's got to at least get in there and do a little Nowitzki fade off of the foot. I think he can get better offensively. And as he gets better, Shai won't have to do it every single night. Because right now, if Shai doesn't score 30, he needs Jalen Williams or Chet to step up. And they have so far. But I'm just worried in the playoffs when they focus in on Shai, if those others have the experience to do it under pressure at this early in their career.
Okay, my second, I do like that assessment of Chet. I think he's showing that he has the basketball IQ is what I've seen. And going back to the Jamal Crawford Pro-Am, like the guy got rammed on. Like Chet Holmgren got dunked on by some no-name. He got up, shook it off, and ran. He didn't get in the guy's face. And then he went and played a good game. Like he knew what he could do on the floor. No more, no less.
And a lot of people wouldn't even go for that block in the Pro-Am.
No, he went. He got smushed on and then got up and went. Like he didn't, he's a humble guy. All right, here's my second bold take, only because I'm going down to watch the Valley Boys play.
Ooh. We go to Portland?
No. Going to Phoenix.
Whoa! How come Barco didn't text me?
He's got a lot on his hands right now. He just had a second kid. Going down to watch the Phoenix Suns play the Boston Celtics.
Wow, that's a game.
And here's my bold prediction. These Suns win. You will see you'll see the Suns in the Western Conference Finals.
Is Bradley Beal playing?
They'll figure it out. What do we got? 3 weeks in front of this trip, so he should be.
Or he'll be hurt again.
Seems like a lot of players get hurt in Phoenix,
No, but in all seriousness, he's the difference maker. Like when he plays, they're that much better. He just hasn't been healthy this year.
I say he gets healthy, and I think that's what they're doing right now. They're just kind of maintaining, and I think they'll get hopefully out of that play-in spot. They're in the fifth seed right now. I think they're just talented. Like Durant wouldn't make that decision without an end game in sight. Like he knows the talent. He's a good evaluator of talent. He's probably looking around going like, we have the talent to win. Beal's just got to be healthy. You're right. They win that game, Western Conference Finals for the Suns.
Wow. All right. I love it. You want to talk about my Lakers?
Sure.
I do.
Okay.
So LeBron James is hopeful to end his career as the Los Angeles Lakers. That didn't sound very promising.
Wait, was that his exact quote?
Yeah, I am hopeful to end my career.
As if LeBron can't make his own decisions about where he wants to go. Come on.
He's the most dominant player in all of sports.
Come on. Okay, that's foreshadowing something. Go on.
But while he's hopeful, I am doubtful because possession is 9/10 of the law. And Bronny James, I think, is going to declare for the NBA draft. And if you're an NBA team, why would you not draft Bronny James in like that mid-tier? Because you got Bronny and you got LeBron. And you're not wasting your future. You're not thinking about your future. I'm talking about like even an OKC, a Dallas. I'm talking about that mid-tier. Those people are a 7-8 seed. You get a 2-for-1. And here's the kicker out of all of this. The Lakers have 2 picks in the NBA draft. And LeBron has the ability to opt out of his contract, which is after the draft. The draft is on June 24th. LeBron cut out. So he's waiting. The Lakers have 2 draft picks, but the Pelicans own the right where they can say, yes, we want your draft pick this year. And wouldn't it be nice, because Anthony Davis screwed over the Pelicans franchise, if they said, we want your draft pick, it's probably going to be in the teens. They get Bronny and they get LeBron. There you have it. LeBron James is out. He's not coming back. I think he wants to, but he wants to play with his son.
Right. But there's so much more that goes into this, like financial structure of any deal like that. LeBron can sink he would have to do something beforehand. Like there would have
He'd
to
take
be
a Tom Brady contract.
You think he'd take a Tom Brady contract just for Bronny? And then Bronny's garbage. He's never going to, excuse me, he's not garbage. He's not garbage. That was a wrong statement to make.
Yes. He's an up-and-coming prospect.
Bronny has overcome adversity.
Correct.
He hasn't found his stride with Enfield with the USC Trojans this year, probably largely due to some considerations being made that it was a very traumatic thing that took place. I will give him that. I also look at a team going, I gotta have two roster spots for one player.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, right? And so you're saying that those 2 roster spots are probably worth one LeBron, but I just don't know how the financial structure would work out. Like if he's taking a Tom Brady deal to play with his,
I'm talking about those teams that are like 6 to 10 seed in the East or West that have no shot of winning the title. They get to sell out. They get LeBron. They get LeBronny, and they have a better. Like you tell me, the Atlanta Hawks wouldn't draft him.
So wait. I would love this. I want to go back to your New Orleans, and I'm just playing this thing out in my head, where Bronny comes. He's got the Lakers hat on. I'm going to play with Dad in LA. All of a sudden, some guy comes by, puts the Pelicans hat on. Sir, you'll be in New Orleans.
Yeah. And
just to watch the brass of the New Orleans Pelicans give it to, is Jeannie still around? Is Jeannie still running? Yeah, there would be Jeannie wouldn't be all too happy with that move, but I like it in the way of some storyline.
it's going to be interesting because LeBron's going to wait to see who drafts his son, and he's going to have it all figured out. Like, he has the NBA on the string of his hand, so he knows, and he's putting all the pressure in the world on the Lakers, right?
And what do you say if you're the Lakers? I mean,
if LeBron, look at this. If LeBron opts out of the contract, that Lakers team is garbage. You tell me you're going to rely on Anthony Davis? Austin Reeves is a good player, but I don't know if he's the number 2 player on a championship team.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And from, just, I think hopeful is, he might have played that the right way. I'm hopeful, right? Like,
yeah,
Jeannie, I'm hopeful you'll make this happen for me, right? The proposal's probably already sitting on her desk. Just sign here. I'm hopeful she'll put pen to paper. LeBron is 20 years. He's been an all-star.
Yeah.
That's pretty phenomenal. And to end his career playing with his son, or is at least his son on the roster. I mean, cherry on top. Hopeful for that cherry on top.
Listen, I'm hopeful that I'll win the California Powerball at $300 million, but it's not going to happen. Just like LeBron's not coming back to LA. He gone.
There's got to be a bet out there.
Yeah, we should take it.
Okay.
Knicks. I mean, there's rumors he wanted to go to the Knicks.
Bronny and the Knicks are set up. That was going to be one of my bold predictions. Knicks win the East.
Let's hear it right now. Say it again.
So this was actually throughout some shoe research for something I want to discuss just around signature shoes. But I saw Jalen Brunson wearing the Kobe PE 4s, I think they wore, which is kind of the standard at the NBA level right now, like the Kobe line. But he had it in like a gold. It was like a USA kind of gold medal, like color makeup, and they looked really good. Of all the shoes out there, at least the ones that I saw, they were the best of the weekend. And then, like we talked about, like Julius Randle you can hit a bolt of lightning in the East and just make it to the NBA Finals. You're not going through, Denver or Minnesota or Golden State for that matter. Like Golden State right now, if you put them out East and they're, a 3 seed, 4 seed,
Right.
That's the reality of the situation. Everyone on the 76ers is hurt all the time. So it's a matter of the Knicks and their MSG, if they can host a few rounds, all the better. And that Randall, they make it second round, just with Julius Randle out there trying to put up 35 and 12 each night.
They got OG Anunoby, picked him up, Alex Berg, Bogdan.
I think they have Josh Hart,
DiVincenzo. They've got players who play. They've got their superstar in Jalen Brunson. They've got their 1B in Julius Randle, and they've got a team of people that play defense and know their roles and play hard and physical.
Yeah. Again, I wish we were out in New York to witness that. Carmelo Anthony just mellow 40 shots a game.
Yeah.
Brutal. All right. Any more conspiracy theories about LeBron?
That's it. Do you want to talk any more about shoes?
I do. So I want you to tell me. So shoes have always been like, I've been a big shoe guy. Remember? So I don't know if you had East Bay back in the day.
Of course I did.
Huge East Bay.
Mail it to the house.
Yes, exactly. My mom would give me gift certificates to East Bay, and that would be like soon as the new, whatever came out or whatever the new shoes were in the next magazine, right? You call in and say you want whatever. I was also a drops guy. So I remember sitting at the mall, they'd only have one size 14 of any particular Jordan that ever came to this Foot Locker. So I would camp outside and make sure I got it. So shoes were always a part of me growing up. And I always took interest in like, how did a player get shoes? Like, how do you get a signature shoes? And the first player to ever get a signature shoe was
Michael Jordan.
Nope. Clyde Frazier.
Really?
Yep, with Puma. But you think about all these players who had shoes throughout the 80s, 90s, early 2000s. Wasn't all that many of them. Like, you saw Grant Hill go to Fila, and that like changed the game because there was only Reebok, who had like Allen Iverson and Shaq. Sean Kemp got a shoe made by Reebok. You had Nike, who had, Jordan, and then you had Adidas, kind of makeup, who had Kobe for a long part of his career. So you see all these guys kind of, but it wasn't anyone and everyone wasn't getting a shoe. Right now in the NBA, there's 26 players with their own signature shoe.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, I think Clay and Kyrie are with Anta.
Yeah.
And I think Aaron Gordon is with some Japanese shoe company. Like, a lot of people have their signature shoe. Some guy people... on the Clippers, I think Terrence Mann has a Skechers shoe. But hey, if you need to get your shoe, get your shoe.
So my question to you is: you're a basketball. You hoop.
Yeah. I did hoop.
You did hoop. Okay, what are you hooping in? Like, what did you wear growing up? How did you evaluate shoes? What mattered to you?
I mean, I always liked the shoes of the NBA stars were wearing. But when Jordans hit a point where my family couldn't afford them, so I couldn't ball in those. So in high school, you would just kind of wear like the team shoe, and then like everyone would get like some Reeboks or like some janky shoes that like everyone could afford. Yeah,
you went down to the shoe shop and got a deal.
Reeboks.
Yeah, and if your feet grew throughout the season, you're screwed because you go get another pair.
But I love Nike. So like the flights, I think it was like in the 90s, those flights, any kind of the Jordans, Penny Hardaway. I love Little Penny. Obviously, Vince Carter was with Fila, and then he came over to Nike later on.
Yeah, he was the first guy to have those little prongs in the back. Shocks, I think they were called. And those what he wore to the Olympics, and those are what he was wearing when he dunked on the dude from Holland,
France, I think. Yeah,
was it France? And the reason I bring this up is the NBA used to be so like I think it was in the most recent movie about how they come to sign Jordan at Nike. I don't think it was called Shoe Dog, but anyway, if you remember
Air or Soul, what was it? I just saw it.
Soul something, yeah. But Matt Damon's in it, the primary guy. But the thing they talked about is the colorways that the NBA would allow were only like 4 different colors. Now you can wear whatever you want. You can design whatever you want. I mean, stuff's pink, stuff's I don't even know. It's got. I don't know if it's too like who are buying these shoes? Like, are kids buying Hardens?
I mean, we're so out of the loop because we're not playing basketball. So I think people have to be buying Hardens and LeBrons.
That's why I'm so curious. It's like I'm so far out of it. Like, are kids actually buying these shoes, or are they still buying Jordans predominantly, or are they still buying?
I feel like Jordans have shifted to like what Chuck T's were when we were growing up. I mean, Chuck T's are hot now. I still rock Chuck T's, but like, think about it. Like, I've worn Chuck T's from like junior high all the way to now. And I think those are like Jordans now. I think people just wear Jordan as everyday shoes. I don't think people hoop in Jordans.
I agree with you. It's more lifestyle shoe.
Lifestyle shoe.
And you just hoop in whatever you need to hoop in.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter.
Your lifestyle shoe is more expensive than your hoop shoe.
Yeah, that's true. All right, I just had to bring that up. My confession of my love for shoes and the fact that I actually have some Blazers. Have you heard of the Blazers? The Nike Blazers?
What Rashid used to wear.
Yeah, my favorite. Best
what color
shoe I own right now. Oh, they're white with the jumbo swish.
High top or low top?
Low top. I'm gonna get some high tops.
Yeah.
I'll have some high tops for summer or something like that. I love shoes.
Yeah.
But I'm. Yeah, exactly. Now I have to get rid of shoes before I can buy any more shoes. Get rid of the Cole Haans. They're gone.
Put them in the trunk of your car. I'm going to send you this funny clip on Instagram. It's about this guy who gets these shoes. And his wife's like, what are you doing? And it's hilarious. I wish I would do it justice. I'll send you the clip.
Okay. All right, my friend. So what bold predictions? SGA
Kawhi.
MVP.
You got SGA. I got Kawhi. I got Anthony Edwards for finals MVP when Minnesota does the damn thing.
Okay.
And we got LeBron going to New Orleans with Bronny.
And BHF switch the hat. LeBron shows up with one. Here you go, son. We're off to New Orleans. Oh, what do we got? And I got what? The Suns.
If they win in 3 weeks.
March 10th. March 10th versus the Boston Celtics at the, is it the Smoothie Center still? It's the Nice Feet Center. I think it's the Good Feet Arena.
Is it America West or?
No, it's the Good Feet Arena, I think.
Oh, I don't know.
I want to get that right. I want to get that right. All right, should we get out of here?
Let's get out of here. At Big Ben K Winn _ on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Threads. We broadcast live each week on No Filter, Caffeine TV, and YouTube. And make sure you download, listen, and subscribe anywhere you get your podcasts. NBA Hoops. I'm K Winn. He's Big Ben, and we're out.
Footprint Center. Footprint Center. No idea what that means. Boom.
Boom.